Hello, everyone. Welcome to the launch of my new series, Spotlight on LinkedIn Content Creators Who Are 50 Plus. I am Clarine Mitchell, the host of this show, and my guest is already here, and he'll introduce himself. But for those who are not familiar with me, I'm Clarine Mitchell, founder and CEO of TCM Communications. My business is all about changing the trajectory of lives and businesses one LinkedIn profile at a time. So I do LinkedIn coaching, LinkedIn training, content creation, everything related to LinkedIn is what my business is about. But this show, this mini series, is a part of my involvement in LinkedIn's content or Creator Accelerator program. Let me say it right, CAP, Creator Accelerator program. My proposal was all about, is all about, my project is disrupting ageism in the LinkedIn content creation community. And my belief, and let me just say this, as soon as I started making these posts about this project, others were reinforcing that this is something they believe and experience as well. But my belief that there's this misnomer, there's this stereotype, there's this prejudice against people who are like myself, see all the gray hair and all of that, proud to have, but people have prejudices against individuals who are 50 plus, like myself, who create content, assuming that because we are 50 plus, that we are not good at creating quality conversations via our content on LinkedIn or other social media platforms. But my concern is LinkedIn. So thus disrupting that whole notion and stereotype through my project. And with this mini series of having guests who are my fellow 50 plusers on the platform who not just create content, but they create conversations as well and grow their businesses or their professional endeavors via their content. And okay, so I'm done with all of that. Let me give some shout outs before we get started, if you don't mind, Dr. Charlie. So, hi, Beth. And I'm going to go ahead and do some shout outs right now because so the commitment is there publicly. Beth will be a part or is a part of this series. Marvin is here as well. He is a part of this series. Marvin Pratt and then Beth Granger. I got all of my people here. All right, Sherry St. Marie is here, and she will be a part of this series as well. This series will be every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, so all right, now, thank you. Good to have the positive feedback for the launch of this new series. So, but welcome. Hello, Dr. McManus. Thanks for joining. So glad to have you here. But let's get right into it. Keep the comments coming as we go through the interview. I'll be taking note of the comments, but also if you have questions specifically for Dr. Charlie, put them in the comments as well, and we'll get to it. But all right, so without further ado, I'm done talking for just a second. Dr. Charlie, welcome. Introduce yourself.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm looking forward to this. And so I'm Dr. Charlie, the creator of Dashcam Wisdom, as well as the People Success.
Don't give it away. Don't give away the Dashcam Wisdom stuff yet. Just give your general elevator pitch for now, and then we're gonna save that because that's a whole conversation right there.
No, I'm a professional speaker, a business consultant, passionate about people, company culture, organizational workplace safety, and that's my jam. Just in that space.
That's your jam. All right, so I'm gonna ask this. I already know, but just as a disclaimer, foundation wise, are you 50 plus or not?
I am. I'm actually pushing 60, so I'm still in the 50s.
You didn't have to put the actual age there, but okay. Hey, as long as we're over on the other side of 50, not before, yeah. I'm including anyone in this conversation who are over or on the other side of 50. Okay. So when I say 50 plus, that includes some, all the decades following the 50. Okay.
Very good.
Hey, Leslie, great to see you there, Leslie. All right, so let's get to the questions. And for clarity's sake or disclaimer, I provided Dr. Charlie some questions in advance that I will be sharing with all the guests that I will be having during this series. But He knows me, and others know me too. I like to be organic and free flowing. So the conversation may go a little different, but there were some basic questions. So let's get into it. First question: when did you create your LinkedIn account? Do you remember when you created your account?
Wow, that is that's wow. That's so we're probably looking at 2008.
Okay.
Yep.
And I believe I did created mine in 2007. So when did you start creating content consistently? So you got started in '08. Did you start creating content consistently or
2020.
but for me it was 2016ish, 2017ish because
Mhm.
of a job loss, right? And so it's the story of we all have our journeys with the platform. We didn't, just start off being these content creators, right? It,
Right.
it is a journey. So 2008 to 2000 and you said
2020. Yep.
2020. Okay. So what prompted you to start creating content consistently?
So it's an interesting story. So the pandemic happened, and my primary business at that time was professional speaking, keynote addresses. So that went away,
Mm-hmm.
and I was trying to figure out, hey, what's my next pivot? Meanwhile, we had the pandemic. We had so much social unrest
Yes.
at that time in the country, and then there was just so much negativity in the media, and so I just couldn't sit silently. I was like, there's so many negative voices. I just have to post something positive in regard to law enforcement, as a matter of fact. And I remember posting, hey, here's my experience with law enforcement. And we can't lump all of law enforcement basically with some bad apples, was the message. And that video, and I was scared to death to post it.
Oh, it
And
was
that,
a video. It wasn't a static post. That was a video.
yeah, it was a video. I mean, I was so afraid to hit that record button. I was so afraid to hit that send,
Mm.
publish that thing.
Post.
But
Hmm.
it did, I don't know, 15, 20,000 views.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold up. Hold up. Now, I think you skipping some stuff here. You didn't just start posting consistently in 2020 and then had a post like that went viral.
That was the first post. Yeah, that was the first one.
Wait a
And
minute. Like you just saying this so casually and with so okay, hold up. And see this, I didn't even know this part. So I thought I knew you. I didn't know this part. And this gets again to the whole premise of my project with LinkedIn, how we 50 plus, but we out here doing it. You started posting consistently in 2020, and your first post was a video that you just recorded on your phone and uploaded,
exactly.
and it went viral.
Yep. I sitting on my front porch. Sitting on my front porch. And then from there, I said, well, hey, I got encouragement from a lot of people.
Mhm.
Sherry St. Marie actually was one of the people that encouraged me. Hey, you got to, post the videos, post. Then I talked to a cousin of mine, and I was like, man, I'm trying to get studio time. He's like, you don't need studio time. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, hey, he said, I work, and he was working at his ad agency. So we got a state of the art facility, 8 camera angles, speakers,
Uh-huh.
and and he said, there's a 15-year-old girl in Atlanta that sits on her bed that's kicking our butt. It's her content. It's not your. I said, well, where should I shoot him? He's like, shoot him in your car. That's what he said to me. So I was like, okay.
Oh,
So I shot my second, third video in the car, and then someone said in the comments, I'm loving this dash cam wisdom from Dr. Charlie because I had the camera on the dash. It stuck.
and the rest is history.
In
So
history.
we're gonna just get into it now, then forget the rest of my questions right now, at least.
Yeah.
So these dash cam wisdom. So for those who are watching either in real time for the live or you watch the replay, if you're not already following Dr. Charlie, follow Dr. Charlie, connect with him, but even peruse his activity section and see his catalog of dash cam videos and other content he does, but specifically his dash cam videos. Those videos he does every day. I'm like, I thought I was a beast when it comes on it comes to LinkedIn and content on a consistent daily basis. But to do videos every day on LinkedIn without fail, no matter what the weather is or what's going on, snow and cold, and he bundled up in the cold, and no matter what the weather is or what's going on every day. For how long have you been doing it now? So the dash
Since
cam video,
2020. Yeah, since 2020.
and this is 2022, almost 2023.
Right.
Consistency with it, right? And not just the consistency with it, my respect, because consistency, but just there's people who say, like you were talking about, right? People who you have to, or you thought you had to have all this fanciness, right? Be in the studio, have all the fun, fancy lights and whatever the case may be, just from the phone, putting it, hooking it up to on your dash cam, and that's it. I mean, to look at, like, it's amazing to me how, because even you don't do, there's no captions with your videos, there's nothing but just you raw, and that's it.
Yep.
And you have the engagement. It's not like you have these videos and it's crickets, like no comments, no reactions. There's consistency with the reactions, and more importantly, the conversations that are created via your dash cam wisdom videos. That, bravo again, bravo.
Thank
That's
you.
why I need to have you as my first guest, because I've admired it. 2 years
Thank you.
running.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, talk more about dash cam wisdom again, because it's like mind blowing to me. You do this without any fancy technology, just in your car. How do you stay consistent with it? Like,
Yeah, that can be challenging from time to time with managing your energy specifically, and life happens and stuff happens. And so, however, I think you have to have a process. And
mhm.
I came across this quote, and I'd never seen it before. And as an author, Elizabeth Black, if I remember right, but I know she's an author or maybe a sculptor. I think she might be a sculptor, but she
What
said
was
the
the last
process.
name?
She said the process saves us from the poverty of our intentions. Right?
And so, wait a minute. Can somebody put that in the comments, please? Say it again, Dr.
Right. The process saves us from the poverty of our intentions. Right.
And what was her last name? Angela. I mean,
And
Elizabeth.
her name was Elizabeth. I want to say it's Black. I'm not sure. I believe she's an architect or a sculptor. But I came across that quote and it really blew me away because it's so true, right? We have these intentions, but if you don't have a process in place to where you're doing things in a routine manner,
Right.
then you'll just have that intention and no
Nothing
product,
happens. And
right?
nothing happens as a result, because something else could come up and we get distracted or whatever. But that process allows us to have commitment. And that commitment then means consistency. And all of that then leads to results. So, how has this process of you having this everyday dash cam wisdom videos and other content, how is this impacting your business? Because you're not like, my business is about content creation. So I get paid to create content or teach others to create content and how to do that according to best practice. That's not the scope of your business. So how has this process helped your business?
Great question. So it's interesting because that consistency, and here's what I've learned, is that most people that are watching your content will never comment,
Yep.
right? They won't even like
those views.
However, what'll happen is you'll get a note, right? Or you'll get a phone call from this person that says, hey, I've been watching you for 2 years now, and here's what it means to me, and here's how it's helped me. And oh, by the way, are you available to come speak here? Or do you do coaching here? Or do you?
Oh, by the way,
by the way, right? I'd like to hire you, right? Because after a couple of years of listening to you, I feel like I know you, right? It does. And the thing about it is we're so inundated with scripted content, right?
Right.
We're inundated with it. But human beings love genuine conversation that's unscripted. Right. And so that's really our power source.
Right, there goes my questions. There they go.
It's a power source because now, okay, they can relate. We're keeping it real. It's not perfect. I've had people tell me, hey, if your eyebrow's itching, you scratch your eyebrow. You don't, it's raw. It's true. It's you. And people really do feel like, and I remember And then I have spun off a business product off of this too. And I remember being in Iowa, and two people shook my hand on the elevator and they said, "Hey, we feel like we know you because we watch your videos every week." And I'd never seen these people in my life, but they were like, and they were so familiar. And I was, they could see that I was, "Oh, we're sorry. We just feel like we already know you." Because
you like, back it up. I don't know you.
Right. I was like on, but it's true. And so it's just so relatable for people, and people as human beings, we want to connect, we want to relate with other people. And then I talk about things that are relatable. Hey, I've been through that, I've experienced that, I've gone through that. And that's where, again, our being over 50 years old, we've been here for over half a century. We know
wait, you don't have to say it like that. Come on now. Like,
we know
I'm with you for
right?
a minute.
We know some things that the only way to gain the knowledge and wisdom we have is to be on the planet that long. It's the only way. There's no substitute. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No substitute. Not intellect, money, education. No substitute. Right?
Money, education, intellect, or whatever, connections, none of that is a substitute for the wisdom that we bring to the table based on our experience, right?
Exactly. And then the other beauty is when someone's talking with you, if they're interviewing you or asking you questions or thinking about hiring you, they ask you a question, you can spit that answer because it's a part of you, right? And so, well, let me get back to you. Let me check on, no, here's the answer. Here's why. And they can see the difference. There's a huge difference in that pedigree that we have for being here this long. And I love that, because that's the time when we have an interview or a telephone conversation with someone and their questions are unscripted. So they know we haven't been able to prepare for that. We either know it or we don't. Right. And so we can demonstrate that subject matter expertise that's so important.
Exactly. Yeah, all of that. I don't even know. Like, we can end now. We can end this show now.
Right? Then they go and tell someone about you, and then that person's like, "I don't know about this guy. Let me look up his LinkedIn account." Boom. Now there's social proof. Social proof.
There it is.
Hey, it resonates with me. They're going to pick up the phone or send you an email. And so I see that over and over again, but it's been a momentum. It's been a momentum has taken time to build it, so that it's a process. However, the line is not, it's not this gradual, it's almost like you're on this plateau, and then all of a sudden you reach that tipping point. And when you reach that tipping point, then it's exponential.
It opens up, it just explodes there. But that's only because you stayed consistent. When you backtrack or you slack on the process, then it's like you have to start all over again, right? And so that's why the consistency is so important with the whole process. Shout out to Valerie, though, for putting that in the comments, what you said. And I need to look up the person because I'm going to have that in my notes. I like that. So you've generated, for your business, you've generated clients. Yes. You've launched a t-shirt line because you're doing these dash cam videos and you have these unique, empowering, positive t-shirts on. And you leverage that because people will start commenting on your shirts, your t-shirts, and saying something about the t-shirts. Oh, they like this or that. And you leverage that where it's become revenue for you.
Yes. And that's just so exciting, right? And I remember there's a person that manages that for me, and he had contacted the company saying, "Hey, these dollars it's not adding up. Here's the agreement, blah, blah, blah." They're like, "Well, sir, you're not taking into consideration the conversion rate for the euro." And he's like, "Oh, we're selling t-shirts in Europe." "Yes, sir." "Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad." Right? And so this is a worldwide platform we're on, right?
Yes.
Worldwide. So we have followers from literally all over the world.
Right.
And there's more English speaking people outside the United States than within it. That's the reality of it too. And here's a big piece for that. English is the international language of business. It's English. Okay. Also, if you fly into any airport anywhere in the world, The international language for aviation is English. So we fly an aircraft right now to Russia in an airport control tower. They're going to speak in English anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world. So understanding that we're native English speakers, we have an advantage in that. And that's something to really use to our advantage.
Great. So let me ask this, and we've already communicated about it, so I already know the answer, but I want people to know this because it's one of my pet peeves about the platform and how some people use it, and not just my pet peeve, LinkedIn as well. Who creates your content, Mr. Everyday for 2 years? Who creates all of your content?
It's 100% me, and I'm real big on this because I've been disappointed in years past to find out the speakers have these they have all these books, but they didn't write them. They have a ghostwriter, so they had someone that's writing a lot of that content. They're improving it. They're writing these articles. They're approving the article. They didn't write it. And so I'm really big on that because if I like your comment or if I say thank you, it's me. It's not a robot. It's not my uncle. It's not my mom. It's not my sister. It's me. And so comes with that, though, you can't get to everything. Okay. It's just at some point, it's impossible. And I remember someone telling me this is going to be a problem one day. He says, you're going to, and this is someone that helped me, a young person helped me when I was initially getting my online, my LinkedIn account even situated before I talked to the master, you, by the way. And he's like, you're going to have this day where you wake up and you're going to have 200 messages in your inbox. You're going to be like, what do I do? And I was like, oh, that's not going to happen. Yeah, it happens. And you get buried. And then it's like, oh my goodness. And now I'm trying to filter.
That's a good problem to have, though.
Right. Try to filter and find, oh, wait, there's a business opportunity. You know what I mean? And the filter. Oh, and so it's really, but it does happen that way. So it's exciting. It's a great platform, and it's growing. It's international, and it never sleeps. Right. And so I had someone tell me one time, we got on a call and he said, he's on a job and he's in Saudi Arabia for 2 weeks. And he listened to Dashcam Wisdom every day. So to think about someone in Saudi Arabia on the other side of the planet was listening to Dashcam Wisdom, like it's amazing. It blows my mind.
People don't understand the opportunities they're missing out by not leveraging the platform. LinkedIn is like, people are asleep on the value of the platform, but I'm working to chip that away as much as I can. So you create all of your content. Do you populate it via an automated system, or you get organically posting?
Organically posting. I'm looking at pre-populating a system in the future so that I could spend some time doing that, so that when I do get on a plane and things like that, I see you don't approve. But it would be my original content, but I would schedule the times when it would post, because sometimes I get traveling, and you know how it is, trying to catch planes and flights. Right. And all of a sudden, I didn't get to my post. And so as I get busier, I am looking at that potentiality. But right now, 100% organic.
There's 2 years where you've blown up with the dash cam videos.
And the nice thing is now you can, you do it all from your phone. Because before I make a video on my phone, then I had to get to my laptop to do it. Now it's just everything, just phone.
Right.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So just cautionary, you exploring using an automated system. Traditionally, LinkedIn has had barriers in place for automation because the platform is an organic platform. It's meant to be an organic, real time, real people. And so just caution with that. That's all I'm going to say for now. But just tread cautiously with that process of using automated systems. There's been some chatter about one company they may partner with, I've seen. But as far as overall, in your traction with your content may not be the same when you use them as well, because then you lose sight of that post and it sits there and then people are commenting and you're not replying in real time or quick enough, and you start to lose that momentum potentially. Right. Okay, but I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm not your coach, and that's not what this is about. So we're gonna leave that alone for now. So let me get back to my questions and make sure we cover some important points. What content, and you've already kind of shared some, but what content creation tips would you share with others who are in our age demographic who are struggling with creating their presence, their brand on the platform and being consistent and not just having content that just sits there, but having content that really creates conversations? What tips would you have for them?
So this is huge. This is huge. And you have all the content you need in the world between your ears, right? All that life experience you have to pull from it. Every conversation, every heartbreak, every failure, every victory, every lesson. And so you and the lessons you have and the failures you have and the victories you have are yours. No one else has your story. No one. So
Right.
if you trust yourself and trust your voice, put it out there, you'll be just fine. Will everyone love it? Nope. Doesn't matter. And here's how I want to drive that point. I was talking to my daughter, similar related subject, but I said, "Who's the most famous, the most well, who sold the most records? What musician sold the most? Oh, Michael Jackson." So we look it up. 100 million, right? Something like 100 million. Okay, and he's number one. That means 7.9 billion people didn't buy it, but it doesn't matter because of his audience. So
Right.
all these people that don't like your content, it doesn't matter. You find your tribe and expand that. There's people that are looking for you and they're waiting for you to speak your voice. Just speak your voice and be authentic. Here's the other piece. These videos. I think video content is the most powerful. 3 to 5 minutes is a sweet spot. 3 to 5. If you talk longer than 5 minutes, people aren't going to click in. So if you make 10-minute videos, very few people will watch it, right? So if you make 6 10-minute videos, very few people will watch those videos. However, if you make 12 5-minute videos, people will binge watch all 12. That's just our society, right? That's just our society. Or you make 23-minute videos, they'll binge all 20. And so, but if you try to make a 60-minute video, no.
Ooh.
So people, when they're coming online and looking at content, they're looking for a breath mint, not a meal.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that a Dr. Charlie original?
Dr. Charlie quote. Dr. Charlie quote.
You heard it here first.
Right. They're looking for a breath mint, not a meal.
It's social media. And
It's
so
social media. They're on, they're in between phone calls, they're doing something. Feed them and, give them that breath mint. They're good. Oh, that's awesome. They're about their day. They're refreshed, right? That breath mint, refreshing. You've refreshed them. And they'll come back tomorrow for another one.
That's rich right there. You need to make a post and do a dash cam on just that.
Yeah. Trying to give them a sandwich, trying to give them a meal. They're not there for that. Breath mint.
Okay. And keep it moving. Keep it going.
Keep it moving. Now if they get more time, they'll go watch more of your videos.
Exactly. And that's the wonderful thing, at least, especially like LinkedIn Lives, because when people can't catch it, they can always go back and catch the replay. Right. Or if they want to listen to it again, like I even listen to my own again because I'm in a certain mindset as a host. But then when I can go listen to the replay, I can really focus in on certain things that my guests say. Before we get to the end, talking about time and, consumption and all of that, I always try to keep the parameters tight so we don't lose people. If anyone has questions for Dr. Charlie, please put them in the comments now so that he can address them. So again, if you have any questions or if you found this helpful or what's your key takeaway from this conversation. And again, just to reiterate, this whole series, and I'm a part of LinkedIn's Creator Accelerator program. My proposal when I submitted was all about disrupting this whole notion that we 50-plussers are not good with creating content. And this is not to shade or, say anything negative about the younger generations. It's just all about us and the fact that, yes, we're here too, and we're creating conversations. We're making a difference. We're making an impact on a platform too. So see us, because we're here as well. And so I don't see any questions, any comments, any key takeaways. So what else would you like to share to wrap it up, Dr. Charlie?
Here's one other thing is always when an idea pops into your mind for content, you've got to capture it right now. And so what I use is my iPhone, and I'll make a voice memo about my idea. And in the morning, hey, it's not a good idea, or in the morning you're excited about it. But keep a way to, whether you write it down or make a voice memo, capture those ideas, because great ideas don't make appointments. Don't make appointments. So whenever it comes, you got to capture it. And something, you'll have an idea. Oh, there's for me, that's 5 dash cams. Oh, that's 3 dash cams. Oh, that's 2, or that's 1. But these ideas come throughout the day when you're in a relaxed state or having a conversation. Something triggers, and you'll have all the content in the world that you need.
Right. I'm big on index cards. That's my thing. Yep. Even though I do my business tech related, maybe it goes back to my Bruce as a print journalist. I love writing it down. So index cards are all over my house, because capturing the ideals as they come, because and I've gotten upset with myself even when the times that I didn't stop to capture, because they fleet away, right? Those ideals, when we lose them, they're gone, and I'm like, darn, what was I thinking? What was it? I knew it was something, but then it's gone, and I didn't capture that moment and the brilliance of that moment. So good point. Leslie, my work is with young adults. However, the paying clients are adults. Who should my content target?
You got to target those paying clients. you gotta target them. When I deliver a presentation, like a keynote, I can have 1,000 people in that audience. If the person that paid me is not happy, I'm not getting invited back. So that person has to be happy, then the other 999. I mean, that's just it. Right. So I want to make sure they're happy, and then that's just the law of the jungle there.
Right. And exactly. So I agree, Leslie, is with what Dr. Charlie just said, is whoever's writing a check or making the deposit on PayPal or whatever system you use, that's who your content should speak to, because they're the ones that are going to invite you and have you to the events to speak or do the coaching or whatever the case may be to the young athletes. So it is to whoever's paying, whoever has the authority, whoever's paying or has the decision factor. Those are the ones that you have to cater to.
Yeah, because I've made that mistake in the past where everyone in the audience, they were thrilled, but the boss wasn't happy. I wanted something else. Didn't get invited back. I mean, yeah.
You have to be careful. So, Valerie, this has been great. Thank you. Thank you, Valerie, for joining us. I'm glad this has been great. Spread the word. I will be here every Sunday through the end of November with various guests, having the same kind of conversation. Again, it's all about putting a spotlight on my fellow 50 plus content creators, those who have gained traction on the platform, but not maybe a spotlight, because there's been a lot of hype about the fastest growing demographic on LinkedIn being Gen Zs. Or, then there's a conversation about millennials and all of that. But there's little conversation about us. So we need to come to the forefront and be seen and be recognized and be respected for what we bring to the table. So again, shout out to those who are in the audience that will be a part of this series: Martin Pratt, Beth Granger, Sherry St. Marie, and then there's some others that I have lined up that will be joining me as well. But I'm not seeing any more comments or any questions. I just thank you so much. This has been a phenomenal start to this series, and is reinforced again my belief that we're not recognized enough. And let's continue to spread the word. And for those who don't see it at the bottom, if you haven't already followed the hashtag that I have specific to this, not just the video series, but all of my content for the LinkedIn Creator Accelerator program, please do follow that hashtag so you don't miss any of my content. It's the hashtag, and specifically you put it up in the search on the top left of LinkedIn in the search, hashtag 50 plus LI creators without a space. So all of that together, hit follow. And then you should see my content on your newsfeed related to that hashtag, related to this project of disrupting ageism in the LinkedIn content creator community. So, anything else, Dr. Charlie? What's
No,
next for you?
I just appreciate the opportunity to be here and appreciate everyone tuning in today and happy to answer any questions I can. So thank you so much.
Great. So, how long are you going to continue Dash Cam Wisdom?
For about another 42 years, something like that.
Years?
Of course, the creator has something to say on that, but that's my goal. So.
Oh my goodness, you gonna keep it going? All right.
Yep.
I don't know how you do it. I bow down. I'm in awe, like every day. All righty. All right. So that's it. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna close this out. Stay tuned again next Sunday. We'll be right back here with another guest, but see my content throughout the weeks between now and the end of November. That's it, right? Yeah.